hear clearly what the United States Supreme Court clerk has to say concerning my conversation about the United States Supreme Court picking and choosing the cases that they want to pick and choose. They don't care whether it's got you about your civil rights or not. It's not a matter of rights. But it's a matter of their own discretion on what case they're going to pick and choose and what cases they refuse not to choose. So I want the American peoples to hear clearly what the United States Supreme Court here, judge and clerk rather, not the judge, but the clerk has to say about this matter for themselves.
This is Dupree. Yeah, what's the status of my case?
Okay, what's your case number?
11-473.
Okay, hold on just a minute. Okay, your petition for rehearing was denied today.
Yeah, okay, now what is the reason this time?
The court, anytime anything's denied, they don't give a reason, so I can't tell you.
Well, I would like to have a reason. I mean, because that's, because all the evidence and the facts and things that's been sent up there, and I mean, what's the sense of having a Supreme Court if we can't still have our rights upheld even in that? That's the highest court of the land, supposed to be.
Well, this court has discretionary review, so when they deny something, they do it without comment. That's customary. That's always been.
Yeah, but I mean, with the evidence and stuff, I'm talking about dealing in an extreme case like this here, where there's lawyers and things involved in here with conspiracy and stuff, and the supporting laws and the evidence, as well as even unfortunately had to complain against the judge and stuff. I mean, that's something very seriously in this here, and there got to be some kind of reason why they didn't, honor this here. If they're talking about denying it, they denied it earlier, and then here they're going to deny it again.
Discretionary review. So just because they deny a case, they're not saying it doesn't have merit. They're just saying they're not going to hear it.
Okay, okay, now that part right there, what you just saying, that part you just mentioned is saying that they don't have merit, but they're just not going to hear it. Now, touching on that part right there, where does the law come in play if certain people's in position to say, well, hey, we want to accept to hear this here, or choose not to, despite on what violates your rights? I mean, where?
That's the way this court has discretionary review. That's what it means, that they get to choose the cases they're going to hear. I don't know why they decided not to hear your case. I don't know.
Well, maybe
they don't give us a reason, so I can't tell you.
Well, can you assist on, or I can petition, ask them to give me a reason, or something, or writing or something?
No. That's not the way it works.
So they just more or less the laws for whoever they wanted to apply for. Apparently, from what you're saying, that's obviously what's happening. They decide to hear it, fine. If they decide not to, well, hey, okay, and we don't have to give a reason or whatever it is. I mean, we talking about the United States Supreme Court, the highest court in the land.
That's right. This court has discretionary review. One of the lower courts. Some of the lower courts would have to take it, but this court does not have to hear the case.
Well, see, and I mean, well, let me ask you this, man. Well, where does the rights of the people stand at then if they're going to petition their government to the highest court in our country, which is the United States Supreme Court, and they decide that, hey, well, we really just don't want to hear. Well, you got merit, you got evidence, you got proof, but we decide we don't want to hear it. I mean, where do we stand at then? As a people.
This court cannot hear every case that's filed here, sir. They've decided not to hear your case, and that's all I can tell you. I can understand your frustration, but I can't answer your question because, that's the way this court works. When you file here, you have to understand that this court has discretionary review, and a very low percentages of the cases that are filed here are actually heard.
Okay, but now this may sound like a foolish question here, but where does the constitutional rights and stuff of the people stand? About the equal protection of the law. Where does that play in?
I can't answer that, sir. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, anyway, because like I said, that's sad, and then you still got people in certain position that just calls a shot on what they're going to do and what they're doing, and when they want to hear it, or hey, we're not going to hear it, despite all the evidence that's against certain attorneys and lawyers or judges. I mean, come on. That's and it's pretty sad, but so they already denied the appeal, they already denied the petition for rehearing or the writ of certiorari. So I mean, where do we as a people stand when we try to petition our government and they just decide on where we don't want to hear it, we just ain't going to hear it? I mean, where do we stand as a people? It's not just about me. I mean, where do we stand at? Now?
I can't answer that, sir. I don't know. I don't know what, I mean, I can just tell you this court has discretionary review and they don't hear all the cases that are filed here. They've determined they're not going to hear your case. That's all I can tell you.
Is that right? For them
That's
to do
the way
that?
the court system works, sir.
Well, something wrong with that, because like I said, if we as a people who go
Okay,
through
I understand that you're upset, but I can't help you.
well,
So, I just want to also bring to the American peoples, y'all heard for yourself that the court pick and choose cases that it wants to hear, and we all know, those who knows anything about the Constitution and the 14th Amendment, how that it speaks about that, you know, no state shall make or enforce any laws that will abridge or hinder or stop or block, you know, any of the rights that belongs to the peoples, or deprive any persons of their rights, or deny any person of their rights, or equal protection of the rights. You know, and if the United States Supreme Court has a rule, which obviously you all have heard and seen, that undermines the rights of the peoples, that is protected by the Constitution, because they have a rule that they pick and choose what case they want to hear and what case they don't want to hear, well then what is that saying? Where do we as a people stand? And when I'm saying we as a people, I'm not just only talking about blacks, but I'm talking about us all, but particularly I'm referring to blacks and anyone else who is considered to be in the case of minorities. You know, where do we really stand? And it's sad to say there are some certain judges or certain peoples in position of authority who's not really concerned about the rights of certain peoples, and especially the minorities around here. And it's sad to say racism is truly sick and it's real out here. And unfortunately, a lot of it is going on in our judicial system, among certain judges. I thank God it's not all judges, but then the thing of it is, you know, they all swear to uphold the Constitution or affirm, but then obviously it shows here that if the Supreme Court, who's supposed to be over or is over the lower courts and supposed to make sure that the lower courts are in adherence to the law, but yet they themselves had gotten a rule or law that they have made that they're going to pick and choose cases what they want to hear and cases that they don't want to hear, well then that obviously it undermines the rights of the peoples who is protected by Constitution. Because my case definitely clearly shows uncontroverted facts, evidence that clearly shows that there's conspiracy and all the above and a whole lot more. And it's filed in the courts, through the court system. And still over and over and over repeatedly, I have been deprived and denied. Something's wrong with that. Something is seriously wrong with that. And I will continue to protest, and I will continue to fight for my civil and constitutional rights.